Beautiful. And the theme today, as we step into this full moon with the lunar eclipse in Pisces, is really going to begin to explore what we can stop trying to solve and instead what we might actually just need to feel. So, just right now with your breath, see what comes up when you just hear that. What might you actually just need to feel today? So much clarity actually arrives when we stop managing or analyzing or fixing or controlling it. So breathe here into the body and just allow it. Allow those feelings to rise. And even bigger than that, allow those feelings to speak. This next hour, I want to give you permission to stop trying to solve. Beautiful. Slowly coming back to the room. And let's talk a little bit about the full moon that's happening right now. So the full moon actually is going to exist around 12:15 a.m. So it's going to be overnight from today, Thursday, August 27th to Friday, August 28th. Okay. And so the full moon is taking place in Pisces. And so I want you to think about how in the seasons that we're in, so we're moving into Virgo season, and the Virgo will always, or the season that we're in will always be in the new moon. And the full moon will always take place in the astrological sign that's directly across from the sun. Okay. That's directly across from, like I said, Virgo. So that's Pisces. Okay. And Pisces and Virgo creates a very interesting polarity in astrology. I want you to think about what you know currently about Virgos and then also what you know currently about Pisces. Virgos really deeply want to understand things, right? And Pisces really deeply want to trust. And Virgo wants to be able to organize it, while Pisces wants to allow it. And Virgo will say, what can I do? Where Pisces says, what happens if I let this go, if I stop forcing it? Both need to coexist in life, right? I think all of us have met some Pisces energy where they're like, la da da, and like kind of look like they eat rainbows for breakfast. And we've also, some of us have met those Virgos who really need that evidence base. They need that certainty before they can take any steps. So combining the two energies is a really, really powerful thing. We need both, right? We want to have some plan. We want routine. We want some details. We want to care, right? We want to care. Where Pisces really is about that intuition, the emotion, the imagination, and having a bit more of that certainty beyond logic. And so it's really powerful right now to think about how we can shift from solving something into what maybe we need to truly feel. And one of the things I brought forward to a workshop 2 weeks ago, I was working with this incredible team, this restaurant group, and I invited them to think about how sometimes it's powerful. And I want to invite this into your world today. It's so powerful to ask yourself, am I developing a problem or am I developing myself as a person? Because so often at times we focus so much on what it is that we need to fix and what it is that we need to solve that we actually focus more on developing a problem itself. And in that, we avoid feeling. And I'm sure we've all been there, right? Where we, let's say, keep analyzing maybe a relationship or a breakup or even the current relationships that we're in because we avoid feeling what we already know, or we avoid feeling the things that might really hurt us or other people. Another example would be maybe we focus so much on trying to fix it or get it all right, and we ask all these other people for advice. We try to get permission outside of ourselves because we actually avoid trusting our own answer and listening to our inner voice, because that feels so vulnerable. And it means that if we get it wrong, there's so much on the line because it rests on us. It can't rest on other people. The examples are really endless. Another example would maybe be we fill up our schedules, right? We try to fill up so much by avoiding ourselves from actually feeling what it is that we really feel and creating enough space to get super quiet. So we try to stay on that surface. So I really want you to sit on this. I think this is a very powerful question during this eclipse and during this full moon of, am I focusing on developing a bigger problem, or am I actually able to develop myself and start to really grow and expand myself as a person, which does require you to look inwards, right? It does require you to deeply, deeply, deeply feel. Okay. So we're going to do a series of questions. I am going to ask you some prompts and I'll play some music in between. And so you can think about the series of prompts that we're going to do. We're going to be writing for about 10 minutes. Okay. I don't want you to overthink. I don't want you to try to edit or judge whatever comes up. There is no right or wrong answer. You're not reading this to anybody at the end. So really allow yourself to trust, okay, what your truth is and what comes through. So the first thing that I want you to write down and answer is, what situation in your life are you currently trying really hard to control? Okay. What situation are you currently trying really hard to control? So you could put at the top that question, what situation am I currently trying to control? Or you could even just put at the top of your page, I am trying to control, and trust what comes through. Okay. So we'll play some music now for about 10 minutes here. I'll be jumping in between. I'll keep giving you guys some prompts. We're not just going to be answering just this question the whole time. So when you're ready, I'll play some music and get really honest with yourself about what it is that you're trying to control. Okay, when you're ready. ready, we're going to move to the next prompt. The question is, what situation am I afraid will happen if I stop trying to control it? What situation am I afraid will happen if I stop trying to control it? So you can start it by just, I'm afraid that, or you can ask yourself that question. What situation am I afraid will happen if I stop trying to control it? Keep going. Beautiful. Now reflect on your answer and reflect what comes up. And you're going to answer the question. If blank happens, it means I am blank. Okay, so I wrote that in the chat here. If whatever you wrote down that you're afraid happens, what does it mean about you, right? If this happens, it means I am. And I want you to try to get as clear with yourself as possible. If blank happens, it means I am. Okay, when you're ready. Okay, so now that's your projection, right? That's the grip that you're holding on to. That's the safety. That's the way that you're identifying your worth. If this happens, it means I am. So now let's challenge it. The question's going to be, what truth do I already know that I keep asking the world to confirm? So what do you already know that you keep trying to get the world or people around you or situations to confirm to be true? So let's tune into your greatness now. Okay, what truth do I already know that I keep asking the world to confirm? Okay, and last question, okay? What am I ready to finally feel? What am I ready to finally feel? So at the top, you could write, I'm ready to finally feel. Keep going. Okay, beautiful. So now what I want you guys to do is you're going to interlace your hands behind you. If you can let go of your pens, interlace your hands behind you, and you're going to straighten your arms as strong as you can. You're going to lift your heart to the sky. I just want you to hold it here with your heart to the sky and breathe, breathe, breathe. Your heart open. This is such a vulnerable place and space for us to be. So I really want you to just trust one another. Anytime that you feel like you just want your shoulders to close, I want you to really just energetically feel yourself leaning on one another, okay? You're not alone here. Allow yourself just to send that heart to sky and just feel it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Filling your heart, filling your belly, and just allow it. Allow yourself to rise here. And when I say allow yourself to rise, it means everything that you are. Allow yourself to show up and shine. Everything that you believe. Allow yourself to speak and say it all day long. Everywhere that you want to expand, trust and allow it to happen starting today. Keep that heart lifting. Keep yourself shining. Call on one another energetically if you feel like you want to close. And if you can feel energetically anyone calling on you right now, in your mind or in a whisper, tell them to stay open. Tell them they can do this. Don't drop. Stay here now. 3 more big conscious breaths. You're not alone. You're not alone. And you're not alone. What are you ready to finally feel? Whatever you wrote down, call it in and visualize it. See it right now. Big breath in. Release those hands and let everything go. Beautiful. Come back to the room, but take your time. Okay. So I know sometimes that heart opening practice can be a lot, but there is intention there just to really allow yourself to open up the body, right? Sometimes when I write things like this down that we did today, I find myself wanting to shrink because it's really vulnerable, right? That we just put those things down onto paper. And, you know, the word spelling comes from, or the words, yeah, spelling comes from like writing spells down. And so when we put pen to paper and we really put these things out into the world, it is energetically a moment for us to shift, right? It's almost like we have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Like we have it down now on the paper. So this is a commitment to yourself. And we have to really look at what we're ready to challenge ourselves. And energetically, by the moons, by the energy, by the eclipse, we are allowed to face these things. We're allowed to say these things out loud. and we're allowed to see the stories that we tell ourselves that if this happens, it's going to mean that I am. And I want to tell you that when you can put those things down, you can look at it and go, it's not. It's not even true. It's all fake news. It's just stuff that we've been told. And there's so many times where, I've been speaking with some of you where something doesn't go as planned, something doesn't go your way, or maybe there is this programming that's instilled in you about how smart you need to be, how rich you need to be, how pretty you need to be, how successful you need to be. And it's such a powerful thing to start to look at who told you those stories, right? Who's feeding you those stories? And how are you choosing to believe those things every single day? And when we can do that, we can write these things down and we can start to ask ourselves, what truth do we actually really know within ourselves? What permission can I stop asking from other people? How can I stop asking the world to confirm something about myself where deep inside I know this to be true? It's such a powerful thing because that's where transformation starts to form. And that's also where freedom starts to come in. This word freedom is something I've been dancing around with a lot this summer. And man, am I starting to realize how I put the shackles on myself. I do. I choose it. Even an example that might be small to some, but felt big to me was, we took a trip this last few days and I had to play every single hour with this choice of like being present with my family or stepping into something I was telling myself I should be doing, even down to just cleaning the counters and doing the dishes to answering an email and sending a text message. Those were my shackles. Those were the decisions I was making. Those are the beliefs I was choosing to believe. And so freedom starts within yourself, right? It starts to tell yourself that I can be in this moment and I can handle it. And I can allow myself to develop myself as a person, or I can develop the problem. And if we keep believing the things that aren't true, if we could keep believing that we need some fake existence outside of ourselves to confirm our greatness, then we're never really free, right? We can never really truly trust that freedom. And, I won't say who, but one of you reached out to me just today and said, I'm so sorry I haven't been present in this group. And I wrote back with love and said, like, there is no need to apologize. Like, where is that being fed in you that you're doing something wrong by just giving yourself permission to rest, right? By giving yourself permission to create some space in this inside, to not put any obligations from showing up to a mastermind to, cleaning the house to showing up to a girls' night that maybe you said that you need to do. Now, I do believe that there's certain things that we can bring deeper meaning into our life by getting uncomfortable and doing the things that maybe even when we're tired. Sure, I stand for this. I stand so deeply in how everybody wants a village, but nobody wants to be a villager. But that wasn't this, right? There's so many times where we tell ourselves we should be doing something and we're shackled to a belief that's not ours. And so I'm really, really grateful that you guys took some time to write down these prompts today and write down with what came up for you and trust that this is the time, this is the season to believe what came through. Okay. So now, with permission from one of my mentors, Brie Melanson, who I love so much, she has sent me a 8-minute breathwork practice that I know sometimes I really resist breathwork too. And if it was anything longer than 8 minutes, I would not have been playing it for you guys because I do think that sometimes we need to prepare for this. But this is a time today where we're going to feel, okay? We're going to feel what comes up. We're going to feel and trust that everything that, that we're worthy of feeling today is important. So the first 2 minutes is just instructions from Brie. And then we're going to move into the breathwork practice. And that's about 8 minutes long. So I'm going to press play and I'm going to get myself comfortable as well. So you're going to see me move into my bedroom where I can lie down. And if you can't lie down, it's okay. You can stay seated as well. I actually might do that. I'm kind of feeling a tug actually to stay seated, but you decide what feels good for you.
This particular breathwork
You guys give
process
me a
is a
thumbs up if you can hear
3-stage
this.
pranayama technique using 2
We're going to listen to
inhales
Bree, and
and 1
she is going to give us some
exhale in and
instructions.
out of the mouth. This pattern and process we'll be using can create a transcendental experience and allows for physical and emotional healing to take place. It also can create a profound opening for your intuition to come through. This is an active meditation that can bring incredible insight to your life, remove energetic or emotional blockages, and bring deep healing so that you can truly step into your power as a manifester. I'm going to be explaining the technique before we get started, and it's important to follow all of the suggestions, or most of the suggestions, in order to get the most out of the meditation and create a space, most importantly, for the oxygen to move through the body and to set yourself up for a really beautiful healing experience. For this process, you'll want to get your space ready. So find a comfortable place to lay down, preferably in a flat position without your head too elevated, so that you can keep your throat and your throat chakra open. It's best to lay flat without the use of props so that the energy can move more easily throughout the body. You can also be on the floor or on your bed. You may also want to have some warm layers with you, as it's common for the body temperature to shift and change during the process. You want to potentially have a couple of your favorite crystals with you. You can keep them in your hands or hold them on your heart or your belly. I like to burn some sage or Palo Santo, or even if you have a diffuser with some of your favorite essential oils, or even just a candle. The idea is to create the space with sacred, nourishing intention. So making sure you won't be disturbed for the entire time and turning all your notifications and devices off so that you really can make the most out of the process. So once you've set your space, it's best to lay in Shavasana, or in a flat position with your arms by your side, so that again, the blood and the energy may flow easily during the process. Before we begin, I'm going to describe the breathing pattern, and it's important that you continue with the pattern, although the depth or the rhythm can change depending on how deep or how soft you'd like to go. For the entire time, you will be breathing in and out of the mouth. So with each breath, you take 2 inhales in. The first is into the belly, and then the second is into the chest. And then 1 easy exhale out of the mouth. So it sounds like this. Go ahead and try a few. So you can hear that the exhale energy is the same as the energy of the inhale, and everything is in and out of the mouth. The first inhale is into the belly, the second into the chest. So I'll be guiding you through the entire process. If you'd like to pause the meditation here and set up your space, feel free to, unless you're ready to go. Let's go ahead and start with the breath. Belly, chest, exhale. We'll have the rhythm of the breath going on in the background to help keep you in sync. But remember, you can take the breath as deep or as gentle as you'd like. Remember, the bigger the breath, generally the deeper the experience, but it's completely up to you. Your only commitment is to just keep up with the breath. In the beginning, it's normal for it to feel really uncomfortable, and this will pass. We'll get to a point where it will actually feel easy and effortless. But right now, what is usually happening is the ego and the unconscious shadow self is fighting a little bit to stay in control. So any resistance you may experience in the beginning is just that part of you that's ready to be transformed and healed and renewed. So just keep up with the breath. Soon the brain and body will surrender. Just keep breathing. And it's common to get lightheaded in the beginning as well. It's very short-lived. It will pass, I promise. The breathing will get easier. And if you haven't already, you may want to just gently set an intention for this active meditation. So you can do so within by just offering up something you'd like to release or something you'd like to step into. And there's so much power in the simplicity of surrender. Dearest soul, I invite you into the places within me that I hold unconscious fear. Please instill within me the wisdom I need to move through this differently, to embody my power as a creator. Lift me to your perspective. I'm ready to transcend any fear into loving awareness. You may be beginning to feel energy move, perhaps experiencing a slight tingly sensation. This is energy moving through the cells. This is change beginning to activate. So as we activate this energy and continue to release, we're opening up pathways for expansion and healing. So just keep breathing. Control is relinquished. Just notice anything that might be coming up. Does it feel like any emotions are surfacing, or any energy is being drummed up? Any old emotions of sadness, frustration, anxiety, or maybe just stuck energy in the body? Where does it feel like that energy is being held? I'm aware, and perhaps just taking the breath a little deeper into those spaces. Discomfort that's coming up is just coming up to be released and transformed. So if you feel like you need to cry, it's important to let your body release. Maybe just imagining or feeling any stuck energy now leaving the body through the breath. You may even want to support that in letting out a sound, like a Just helping to release any stuck emotion out of the body. Giving it another vocal or intentional release. Good, and just coming back to the breath. This is our agent for change. Allowing your body to just relax and release even more. If you feel you can, perhaps taking in just a little bit more air. We're almost there. And we're getting to that sweet spot now. Your body is now doing the work on its own. And we've just created some more space through that release for your soul to drop in and for your essence to activate. So feel this energy expanding through your crown chakra, dropping into your heart, through the body, and through your energy field, vibrationally shifting, resetting, renewing. And as you feel this connection and this expansiveness, who are you without your blocks? Blocks that were built from the false foundation that you are separate. What's possible when you let go? How are you free to show up in the world? Feel how big and expansive and powerful you can be in the world. Feel the potency of your light and your authentic power. This is your truth. Just take about 5 more breaths. Nice. And now beginning to shift back into your normal breathing. Just some easy inhales and exhales out of the mouth. Feeling that relaxation and ease. This is your natural state of being. Truly capable of anything, any healing, any manifestation. You are connected to all things, to all of your desires. Continue to gently breathe now, in and out the nose if you can. You integrate this into the body, the mind, your energy field. In loving awareness of the magic and the support that you already have in your life, the abundance, the beauty. Thank you for this life.
Big, powerful breath in. Take your time, go slow, or just stay lying down in Shavasana. There's absolutely no rush to come out of this. And I just want you to have loving awareness, really deep, loving awareness for what came through to you, what you remembered. This lunar eclipse gives us this permission to cleanse, to let go, and to release. This breathwork practice gave us gifts to get clear, to receive, and to trust what came through. And this full moon ceremony is a moment for all of us collectively to come together, to hold one another, and to be asked to be held, to hold ceremony for what's possible. This month and every month moving forward, I invite you to trust that miracles are your new normal, that what you desire to manifest is actually just the essence of who you are. It's already there. And sometimes it's just changing the shift of your breath to remember. Sometimes it's getting your pen to your paper to hear yourself speak. Sometimes it is just asking a friend or reaching out to a soul sister to finish each other's sentences and to create some space for yourself. You're worthy. You are worthy of looking at the ego and allowing yourself to trust the stories that are not yours, the conditions that were taught to you that you're ready to let go of, and to no longer ask the world to confirm anything that you feel, because you're allowed. So slowly, when you feel ready, come back to the room. And I really want to invite you now to turn your cameras on if you're in an area where you can, because I really would love for you to just see one another and feel less alone. So try not to worry too much about anything that's going on around you, even if you're cooking dinner and kids are climbing all over you. Try to turn your camera on if you can. That was so powerful. And so now I'm going to play some music, and I just want you to journal together as a group of what came up. So let's take 5 minutes, maybe not even 5 minutes, because I'd love some time for all of us to talk with one another. So let's take about 3 minutes just to write down, okay, what comes through. When you're ready, we'll begin. Beautiful. And wrap up your thoughts, wrap up your sentences, and just hold some loving awareness right now for yourself and for everything that you felt today. How can you just hold some loving awareness for you? Beautiful. Okay. So often what I do is in our membership is I'll call intuitively on a few people that I'm feeling a tug towards. And if you don't want me to call on you, I just want you to write privately inside the chat. You can click the plus sign, it clicks new chat. You can select my name and just say no, thank you. Because it's always powerful just to trust who to call on and trust what comes through, and just begin to share some of your story. And we can kind of bounce a few things off each other if it feels right. But sometimes this goes a bit longer, and I know that we go till 6 o'clock. So one of the things I just want to touch on for all my members is that we're going to do live Q&A on Saturday morning, and then we have our time to talks on Monday. And then also a reminder that on September 12th, we have Mark Groves, who's going to come and do some one-on-one coaching or group coaching with all of us. That's going to be a 90-minute session. And for those that are new and haven't ever joined in the membership before, every month we're going to have a guest speaker focusing on a topic. And next month is all about conscious relationships. So really looking at the relationship that you have with yourself, and also the beautiful relationships that we can start to consciously have with other people too. So, okay. So I just want to be mindful. Okay, beautiful. Just seeing a few people that have written me. All right. Jessica Lee, I have a big tug towards calling on you, and just you look so blissed out, girlfriend.
Oh, I'm pretty emotional.
Yeah, I
Deep
can
brain.
feel. I mean, I
Bliss,
see
yeah,
I see
bliss is the
emotions as
movement.
bliss.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Bliss
Yeah,
and move. Yeah, definitely moving
yeah,
some energy for sure.
yeah.
So,
Do you want to share a little bit of what it felt like to feel today?
I mean, yeah, I mean, so stuff is coming up I didn't expect actually. So I'm just like embracing that there's still,
That it's still
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And may we just jive for a bit longer about what does it feel like to lovingly hold it, to feel it and see it?
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
something right now being tugged at so deeply for you about really loving it with no conditions. Maybe share why you feel I keep hearing the word unconditional love, unconditional love, unconditional love.
Yeah. I mean, it's all around like my body. It's like unconditional love for my body. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's deep, like deep hurt there and like a need to control her, like that piece of me.
Yeah.
I realized I've just have not uh been trusting my body at all.
Yeah.
I like to think that I am. And then I like catch myself in these moments. I'm like, okay, there's still like a lot of pain there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And pain that wants to be felt. That's what I keep hearing. I almost see like these like I'm seeing them almost like these little dark blocks that like you've put bows on and gone like, yeah, that's later. Like it's just and kind of almost, but now like it wants to be felt to move through you. Is that landing?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's all like, and then the breath work was just like kind of feeling into like my stomach and like holding like my energy there and like really just like feeling there. It's always very challenging for me, but just kind of was staying with it, even put my crystal like on my stomach.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, keep doing that.
Nice. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, it's thanks for sharing with us today. I could just feel there needed to be something to be said from you. And I think a lot of us felt it
Mhm.
and it landed. So thank you, friend.
Yeah, of
Appreciate
course.
you. Appreciate you
Love
so
that.
much. Miss Brooke, I keep seeing you. I keep seeing you. And I just am like, jump off your mic, girl, and share how you're
In a
feeling.
minute.
Yeah. It's been a minute since you've fed yourself like this, hey?
Yeah, I
Have
too
you
am emotional. Um, I think just becoming a mother has really made me second guess myself a lot. And I'm really trying to work on like releasing that grip and that control.
yeah. And so tell me a little bit about what landed for you when I talked about developing more problems than developing yourself.
Yeah, it was like all I could think about was like, or all I could vision as you were talking about that was like myself on TikTok and social media, watching all the mom videos and just thinking, always consistently thinking, am I doing enough? And then during the breath work, I'll continue on.
Please share.
During the breath work, it was like it just like allowed me to release it. I had my baby beside me, and all I heard was pick her up and breathe with her. And it was just like a huge release. It was so beautiful.
Mm, I felt that. And that made me want to burst into tears because, isn't it powerful for all of us to hear the way that Brooke questions if she's enough, right? If she's enough of a mother. And then here we are listening to how she picked up her daughter during breath work and puts her on her chest and lets her daughter feel the vibration and the frequency beneath her chest to connect with her. And it's like, man, if I think about my mom ever doing that, like putting me to her chest during breath work, the connection that would happen, like we're so much more beyond what we learn on these different platforms that are there to measure us, right? And because you've been in my intuitive container, how passionately I feel about there's so much measurement that exists around the world, but we have to really use our own discernment of whether or not we're going to pay attention to it. Yeah. Yeah. I know you went off mute. It's all good, babe. I'm grateful for your share. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Um, I was listening. I want to share quickly about how I was listening to Peter Crone on Lewis Howe's podcast. It just came out, I think, last week or the week before. It's beautiful. I hope everybody can find time to go. It's on the School of Greatness podcast with Peter Crone. Anyways, he had this moment where he talked about how we can think of ourselves and what we believe and what we use our discernment to feed as the frequency behind, like we think about radio stations, right? Radio is just frequency, it's just this noise frequency. And so, you turn into 95.3 and then you switch to 97.6. Like we can change our frequency around, and then that actually changes the perspective and the energy that we hold, right? And so, Brooke deciding, having this moment today, what I would say in my teachings is she just up leveled her life, right? She up leveled herself by going, whoa, by getting my pen to paper, by sitting in ceremony, and by doing breath work for under an hour. I just changed my frequency now. So now I'm tuning into 97.6. I'm no longer in 95. Like I get to actually shift my mindset. And every time I'm scrolling and I'm going into like, I am not enough, I get to remember this feeling that I just had and bring her to my chest and do two big breaths and a big exhale because I'm worthy of that. And so is she. And so anything that came up for all of you today from the practice and from the breath work, you're changing frequencies, sisters. Like this is what we're doing. And you have all of us together to do it. If you're okay, for time's sake, I know some of you guys have to go, but I'm going to call on one more person, just because I feel a really big tug too. And I keep looking at Jesselyn. So Jesselyn, do you mind going off your mic for me?
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, was very emotional today. It was so funny because when you posted that it was on Instagram, I was sitting with Leighton and I was like, I have to go. Like, I need this so badly. Um, I have a lot that comes up just about, I'm in the middle of trying to make really hard decisions right now for my daughter and my family. And I'm having a lot of fear around making the wrong choice and what that means. And that I get it wrong or I make a big mistake or I hurt her. And when you were like, what does that all of that mean? It like immediately it was like I'm selfish, I'm reckless, like I'm playing with her life and that the things that happened to me mess me up so beyond repair, like that I'm a bad person. And I know that that's not true. And I keep ignoring the truth. And I keep like searching for someone to tell me, like, this is what you need to do. And everyone keeps saying to me, like, you already know. And I do know. And it was so interesting through the breath work. Like, I was so freaking emotional, Court. And then I just knew it was like, you got to go. Like, it's time. Like, I do know. I could see it all.
Yeah, you gain so much clarity through what does sit inside of you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that practice, I'm really grateful that you brought it up. I think it was powerful for all of us around
Mhm.
how, if this happens, right, if what I fear happens, what it means for me, because you can then start to see how it is fake news. Now, I'm going to say this to Jesslyn, but I want each and every one of you to hear and feel like I'm speaking to you. Everything that you experienced, Jess, has led you to this moment. You need to look in the mirror and see how fucking fabulous you are. You know,
Thank you. Thank you. I think too, it's important for all of us to know, like, even when we're scrolling with social media, that scroll goes on in our head of, okay, like Brooke said, I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough. But even as my daughter's 13, Brooke, like I'm sorry to tell you, I still feel that way, that I'm not doing enough and I'm not enough. And it's just this thing of motherhood that we have to kind of get off that loop. And it's so easy to get in that cycle of I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna make the wrong choice. And it clouds our intuition, it clouds what we already know. And when everyone's telling me, you already know, I'm screaming back like, no, the hell I don't, but I actually do. And it's just that loop that is so hard to get out of. And so being able to do this tonight, I actually was able to step away from that loop and be like, oh, okay, I do know. I should have done this a week ago.
yeah, and you'll see in the chat here that Danielle's part of our membership. So she's been really vulnerable to share about how she sent her kid to college. And she shares in the member and just in the chat
Mm,
here that she's doing the same loop and her son just laughed, right? It's like, have I done enough for him to be on his own? And so, and for those even that aren't mothers, sometimes we have these thoughts, right? From our work to our relationships, to us as sisters, to us as cousins, to us as daughters. It's like there's so many experiences that we have in our life where we're thinking like, have I done enough? Am I enough? Right. And if we allow those fears to be put onto paper and we start to identify ourselves as to like what that means for us, we can challenge it. We can challenge it, but also you get to tune into your radio station. You get to decide the frequency that you hold. And so, what happens truly, think of it right now, like, who do you become when you put that fear down? Who do you become when you stop feeding and playing that mental loop over and over? What happens when you just decide, I actually am enough? I've done enough, right? Because that's why, again, I invite, and I love that Jess really wanted me to skip past calling her fucking fabulous and was like, okay, well, let's talk about Brooke. So I didn't fucking notice that. But it's important for everyone to be able to look in the mirror and feel their greatness, right? To really feel like every obstacle, every turn, every jump, every lily pad that you went to has gotten you to this moment where today on August 27th, 2026, we are sitting with 20 plus soul sisters to be able to feel. And we just gave ourselves an hour to feel together. And this is what I think life is for, right? And these are the moments where we can actually say, like, I'm here. Like, I'm here. I'm doing enough. And it doesn't matter whether we're saying goodbye to our 19-year-old for college, we're making a massive decision for the outcome of our daughter's teenage years, or we're putting our kids' hearts on our chest while doing breath work, or we are contemplating to launch something into the world for work, or take a risk and ask for a date, or decide that we look in the mirror and say we love our bodies and to be able to really fully accept fully of who we are. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. We just need to start to believe and trust. And we want to start to believe and trust that this moment right now is all that matters. The moment of where our feet are and where our frequency is and what it is that we believe. So I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm so grateful I listened to my tug and opened up this today. I felt it. I just felt it. And I'm glad you guys, I knew who would see it in 20 minutes. It would work out the way it needed to be. So thank you, everyone. I want you all to know, it doesn't matter whether you're in the membership or not, DM me, message me. I'm here. Like, I'm here. This is just what feeds my soul. And I'm so grateful. So, so grateful for you. So, hey, everyone. The recording will be up in the app if you're part of the membership. And as always, you can look back on any of them. But yeah, such a gift. So such a gift to see some of your faces. And thanks for trusting me today. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye, everyone.